Hey guys, welcome to a new video, and today I will be continuing my F1 22 driver career mode. Here I'm choosing my rival, that is debating it. I choose Esteban Ocon in the end, as I feel like Alpine are a bit closer to me, and I'm hoping for some massive upgrades coming on, especially on the 6th. I believe I've got 4 upgrades for that day, so I've got to just hope they go on. First one goes on. So, 3 fail, 1 succeeds. That did not go the way I wanted it to. So I'm now spending my I-2000 R&D not in the way I wanted to spend it. But it's the way I have to spend it. However, I am able to still attempt some new chassis upgrades. I also just realised that I think I missed an upgrade I could have done there. Yeah, I definitely did miss that upgrade I could have done. But no, I think I couldn't afford it actually. That's why I kept on going back to it, then realised I couldn't afford it. So I'd choose durability instead. Now though, let's get into the race. So I actually qualified first and realised the AI are too low. So I've now increased the AI by 5, and I gave myself engine penalties to make myself start at the back of the grid to make it a bit more fair. So now I just send it up the inside. I don't want to go in too much, but as you can see, the AI are a lot faster, as then I would have made up a lot more positions, but instead I've only made up 3 positions there. I am hoping to continue my point streak. I'm not expecting myself to get a lot of points, but I'm not expecting a podium whatsoever. I didn't expect a podium this whole season, to be honest, until I got that win. But that was just because I've misjudged my skill and didn't use the right AI difficulty. Here though, I've been making my way through the grid just through braking later. Here though, I managed to get a good run on I believe it's Gasly there, because I brake earlier to accelerate sooner. Now I'm going side by side with Ocon, and I managed to just about get him there. And now I'm looking at George Russell, who's in 10th, and that's where I need to get to be in the points. So I'm already almost in the points after the first lap. However, I'm around the second. I'm just under the second currently of George Russell, which I want to be within that second. So on lap 3, I do get that DRS to stick with him, hopefully. Obviously, Ocon will have DRS, and the best way for me to defend it at this time is to get inside George's DRS, who's being given DRS by Yuki Tsunoda at the same time. Will be given DRS by Yuki Tsunoda. So Tsunoda would be the one in the worst situation here if that did happen. But as you see now, George Russell's looking at a move here. I then follow through with a better exit. But now side by side through there, I managed to just about keep on track while getting ahead. And now that puts me up to 10th place, which was probably my realistic goal, I was thinking. So now, but I've lost the opportunity for DRS to George Russell now, so I'm really going to have to push, especially with the fact that I've not got much ERS left. I'm probably around 10%, I reckon, at this time. I don't remember exactly. But at this point, yeah, I've not been fast enough, so I've lost DRS to him, as the speed I was keeping up with was Yuki Tsunoda's speed. who's in a slightly better car than me. So it does show that I do believe this AI difficulty will probably be better for me. Or it will like have more fair racing. Then Perez is going slow there. He retires, and that holds up both McLarens, Russell and Ocon a bit, which then lets me get past. Now, obviously, I'm on my own here, so it's less exciting. So I just speed it up here. But it's not a for some reason it wasn't a safety car, which I don't know if I would be happy or annoyed about that, because it would have got me closer to the likes of Sainz and that. But at this point I knew that I just had to pit at the same time of Russell, as he's now within a second of me already after a few laps. Obviously it went a lot faster because of the speeding up. I also realise now I probably shouldn't be taking that inside bit of the track, as that's just dirt. So obviously that was slowing me down quite a bit. I reckon there I still just take a lot though of dirt. I seem to do it quite often, and I think it might be the reason why on most straights I feel like I get a worse exit, unless they're battling. But now it looks like George Russell may have a look at getting past me here, but he decides to stay behind for a little bit longer and get the DRS here, which now I know I need to take the inside line like I usually do. But he decides not to go for a move, which I was a bit surprised about. Now I just speed it up a bit because not much happens as we both go into pits, as I realise I need to pit at the same time as him. As much as we're on different strategies, if I go with my strategy, he's going to just get past me, and so will a load of the other ones. I actually do go really slow through there, and that makes George Russell try to get past, but he fails to do so now. I'll go wide there like I usually was, which isn't the greatest thing to do, really. But currently I'm just trying to go as fast as possible. I don't want Pierre Gasly and like Daniel Ricciardo and them lot to get ahead of me, and like Ocon, I don't want them ahead of me. I want to keep ahead of them, obviously. So while George is trying to battle me for the position, I'm trying to not worry about him and trying to go as fast as possible. As they now go into the pits, so now I'm going onto the straight now, as you can see them exiting the pit lane now, and it's going to be tight between whether or not I get past, and they're both going for a move. Lando Norris, I think that is, just swerves into the pit lane drivers, and that crashes him out. Then I make a move on Daniel Ricciardo there, who was the only person who got past me. And now I stay at the front of the group that I'm sort of slowing down again. Otherwise, Daniel Ricciardo probably would have escaped and just stayed on his own during most of the race. Now, here, I don't actually understand why the AI, do like swerve across, as that's obviously what Daniel Ricciardo did to me during Bahrain, and now his teammate Norris has done it to AI, and this time it's taken him out rather than just taking a wing off of himself, like what Daniel Ricciardo did. I then speed it up because not too much is happening until here where Daniel Ricciardo manages to get past me, but I brake later to stay just about ahead. And whilst there's now 4 people behind me, all with DRS each lap, and I wouldn't be surprised if Valtteri Bottas soon joins the DRS train that I've caused. So yeah, but obviously at this moment I didn't realise how many people were in this train of DRS. I was skipping everyone. I would have probably tried to slow everyone down a bit, but there we touch, and that moves Daniel Ricciardo's car up in the air a bit. I replay it to show it a bit better. I think it's just the curb actually that moved him up, but like I was saying before that, if I knew where everyone else was, I probably would have slowed down a bit whilst maintaining 6th in order to try and get Valtteri Bottas, my teammate, into the DRS train. But it actually looks like he's joined it anyway from my slow pace I was doing anyway at this time, because I'm on the slower compound or the harder compound of tyres than everyone else. As my strategy was medium hard, theirs was soft medium, but I've pitted when then they decided to pit for softs. Now though I can't be ahead, and Daniel Ricciardo is now trying to go for a move again on me, which I didn't want him to do. Here though, he backs out a bit, and now he's about 6 tenths behind me. But now Daniel Ricciardo is off the track. I don't know how he does it. I actually reverse and go into his position to see what he does. He just doesn't turn in, and then he tries to rejoin, and I think that's Gasly, who he then swerves across, and that takes his wheel out, and that now causes both McLarens are out of this race, and I believe it caused the safety car as well, which is why I start speeding it up now. But during this little bit of the safety car that we're going to have, I'm just going to explain that my goal currently is to try and upload a video once a day. Sometimes I may miss a day, but unless it's a race weekend like this week, Sunday will also be this. Otherwise it will be that track it is, and I'll be doing my F1 hunt, but I switched to the driver behind me around that track, so expect that round Austin this Sunday, and but apart from that, each day just expect videos, hopefully, always at the same time as I'm currently doing it, so you will be able to figure it out, hopefully, at what time it is for your country, wherever you live. Here though, we carry on, and I'm making a stupid move on Alonso, I reckon, but it works, and now he's fallen behind though, because he went on to the dirt on this side. But now I've managed my way up to 5th, which I am very happy about. How if I manage to somehow hold this position off. Obviously, that even without the retirements, that'd still be points anyway, which I'd be happy with anyway, as I started from last, you need to remember, and in 13 laps I've managed my way up to 5th. However, that has been due to a lot of luck and a lot of outrageous moves that I've just decided that it's the AI, so I'm able to do the moves knowing that I'll be able to get past. But now it's just, I'm in a situation where no one was that near me. I was just driving as fast as possible. I stopped it here though, because at this point George starts catching me, as it's now basically a few corners and straights for George to chase me down in the faster car. And now you see the gap go from 5 attempts to 4 attempts to 3 attempts, almost down to 2 attempts there, but it goes back up to 4 attempts, goes back down to 3 attempts now though, through them corners. It then goes down to about 2 attempts, but then goes all the way back up to half a second ahead roughly. Then it's back down to 3 attempts, 2 attempts. He doesn't quite catch me in time though. Okay, like I'm usually now doing, I'm using this little cutscene to explain the ending. I end up managing to get 5th, and I am quite happy with that performance. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.